turn the chapter over on this side.
Loch Venice dislocated their knee and sprained their ankle after landing in the pit. Gee!
I remember that.
Hey guys, welcome to another iteration of the My Hero Academia manga chapter reads. We got chapter 369 on deck, and I'm here with Mark.
Hi. Also, 369. Nice.
And Mark, there's something that we do before every new manga chapter. What would that be?
Recap episode!
We got the recap episode 368. Oh man, I forgot about this one.
Any spoilers regarding the upcoming chapter?
Actually, I don't think so. I think I may have been
Seriously, I feel like you must have been too busy with TwitchCon.
I think so. Yeah, which is weird because usually that stuff shows up on Wednesday, and I was totally like at home on Wednesday, so I guess I must have dodged it, thankfully. But yeah, no, it feels like it's been a while, even though it's only been like just the week. So much so that I kind of forgot about 368, and then I saw the cover page, and I was like, oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, and now I'm looking further into the chapter. But to give you guys a quick recap, it was pretty much after Deku was asking, like, is Shigaraki still in there all for one? Mirio was like, wait, hold on. I think he is, because he responded specifically to a question that I had with them, and he took it rather harshly. So I think he isn't all the way there. All for one's like, all right, you got me. In his head, anyway. Then we had Nana showing up as a vestige, and she's like, hey, Izuku, he's there. He's in there. And then they just kind of go a little bit crazy. Deku's got some crazy moves. He's been combining quirks here and there. And the interesting thing, aside from Black Chain, was the fact that he got to use the second quirk. Which, by the time it got passed down to Deku, it's a whole different thing now. As far as like the intensity.
Cranked up to 11.
It is coined transmission, and the ability is this is what I got so far in the chapter, was the fact that it increases the velocity of the object that's being touched, and that could be you, it could be the other person, it could be whatever object. It's crazy, and that's where we were speculating about the arm blaster that the second had. So
correct.
This is where I got the spoils for like that page where it's like second gear, third gear, and top gear, and right next to it is a panel of Luffy getting pissed off.
Brett.
Yeah, no, Deck is going crazy. He sends this dude flying, and then immediately catches up to him to deliver the Detroit Smash, and that's and that's where we ended with 368, and now we got 369.
What an opening panel.
Oh my god, yeah, I see it. This must be from the past, even. So, alright, here we go. This is page 1. I'll just go and read the chapter name. A chain of events across the ages. Strange. How can this be? As it cuts to All for One. Now we can actually recognize All for One. But who is this? Is this the seconds?
That's the second covered in blood and All for One in tears.
Oh yeah, you're right. Why is he crying up right now?
That's a good question. Why is he crying in the club right now?
Is it that time of the night? I'm sorry.
Well, there's a thumbnail idea. Why? I don't know why I'm crying in the club. Why I'm crying in the club right now.
Your meta ability is we see a shot of a bullet like speeding towards them.
Confirmed.
But then, All for One, without even looking back at it, grasps it with some like telekinetic like powers and crushes it. But yeah, your meta ability was only meant to work on small objects, never more than a lackluster pea shooter. It would be laughable to describe your actions as any sort of meaningful resistance. Such was your insignificance. You unruly insect. As I think that's the second. He's smiling despite all the blood.
Like something happened.
Yeah, and I think, yeah, this is the shot. There's a little tiny like slim of a panel shot of the flame, the ember,
of all yeah,
One
one
for
for
all.
all.
Yeah. And then he was saying, "That's all you were meant to be." And it cuts to fast forward over to a current timeline as we got this. This is actually a really cool panel, like kind of a 3D perspective of All for Shiggy, like getting pushed back, and you see like further in the distance, you got like one for Deku, one for Deku.
Izuku using transmission.
Some crazy stuff. I'll read this last page here, but it's like, how's that? I can see them now.
That eye.
Yeah, he sees the messages now. And
Yeah,
oh man,
Yoichi and it's Yoichi, and that's the second, whose name we still don't know.
All for Shiggy gets pushed all the way back to the ground again as he shots up back to Deku. With the they're gonna talk about the quirk gear shift.
All
And,
right.
yeah, go ahead.
Moving on to the next page. I'm assuming this is them talking about the ability right here.
Mm-hmm.
Much like the others' meta abilities, this might be the seconds. I think it's the second.
Mm-hmm.
Gear shift strength grew alongside One for All's. Its scope broadened, allowing it to apply to more diverse targets and function right down to the cellular level.
Whoa.
Damn. Then there's the pure, simple might built up within One for All. A fist imbued with these two overlapping powers. Detroit Smash can warp the very laws governing reality.
Oh God, you're gonna see it. Everyone who reads this,
Quintuple!
I see it. That's not even like conceive. I didn't even think about that.
Bro, the shading on Izuku right now.
Look, the speed line on just the
Look at his foot. Look at his foot.
Oh, that's true. Oh, he's been displaced.
Like
Quite a lot.
Shigaraki got knocked. He's been, for those who can't see, this man just got knocked down several layers of ground.
Mm-hmm.
Smash. As we see Smash about 4 times.
I see
layered.
That's so weird to even think about. Like just the fact that it is the strength of it, and then also the applied velocity, the idea that it warps the very laws
of physics.
So it's not just surpassing One for All, like 100% All Might. This is like even beyond that.
Like it's nearly surpassing physics.
Mm-hmm.
And as we see him, Sonic the Hedgehog, like zoop, and then bounce right back at him.
That's so crazy.
It's because like he's spinning in the air and then hitting the ground and bouncing back off.
Mm-hmm.
A lighter blow than before. This time this time it didn't have that glow he built up.
That glow up.
As we'd seen that he's got some blood leaking out of his finger guard in his mouth.
Mm.
Perhaps it's too fast to perceive, but based on the trajectory of the last hit, I can summarize the angle and the timing of the next one. And nowhere. He gets ready, takes a swing, ready to hit Izuku. It's like whiff. He's at the face of ahead.
Oh. Okay. I guess I'll continue with this one. Low gear. As second is kind of narrating a lot of this and just speaking. Gear shift. Adjusts the speeds without abiding by laws of inertia. Didn't you know that already? All for one? Damn.
So he doesn't have to worry about the laws of inertia.
Mm-hmm. All for Shiggy's like, as he's spinning, in that case, I'll... What's... Oh my god, what is happening? I think that's smoke screen. Okay. Nice. But all for Shiggy's like, pathetic. But all of a sudden, he gets swooped up by Black Whip. He's like, from above.
This is gonna be wild animated.
Degu's like, after adjusting my timing, I can use the fourth danger sense to detect the threat, and the sixth smoke screen to obscure his vision. Then seventh float, providing some instant height, and then Black Whips to catch him unaware, so I can bind him and yank him towards me. Finally, that earlier quintuple attack gave me a refill on the third Sfajin. Oh my god.
He's putting everything together.
Oh. For another blast of overdrive, courtesy of the second gear ship.
This panel is fire.
It goes way too hard, dude. The second's like, our meta abilities were never what you should be wary of. Rather, you should fear the reason why someone chooses to use their gifts. True power resides within an individual's intent.
Facts.
Big facts. Yeah. Let me see. Okay, you can go ahead with this one.
All right. This is why. This time, I'm giving it everything I've got. As we see Izuku's eyes is looking wild right now.
Mm-hmm.
We see Banjo. You're gonna be the one to complete one for all. All for one. You don't get. As we see Mirako holding Nejire. We see Amajiki over there with Murako.
What's covered up?
And then we see Edge Shot inside of Bakugo along with Best Genist.
Mm-hmm.
We see Shigaraki. Silence, you insects, you maggots. We see Izuku. To hurt anyone else. And he absolutely just
like
decimates this man.
He's shattered, bruh. He's absolutely
Dude, those
shattered.
fingers are flying everywhere. People call them quirks. Dude, he's got a hole in his chest.
I mean, rightfully so. I think that was that's a poetic justice. Yeah.
Then we see Yoichi. We're resonating. One for all with all for one. And all for one with one for all.
Mm-hmm.
We see this light in the middle of the darkness. I can see my brother. The young man with the bean eyes was correct. Bean-eyed young man, it's Mirio.
I love that extra little bit of a note.
We see all this like gunk right here.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's one for all right there.
I think, yeah.
Or all for one right there.
Yeah, I think that is him.
The course of this battle, the chain of events leading to this moment, has shaken the balance of their supposed melding.
Alrighty. Here comes your moment, boy. Don't forget what Shimura said. You can't take it easy, just yet. Giving everything you've got, you say? And that business about quirks? Surely you jest. I haven't used a single quirk yet. I've yet to brandish the true value of this body. They're to blame, as it cuts to like a shot of like Aizawa, Monoma, as well as Manuel in the back. They're to blame. Wretched, unsightly, and raise their head as merry brats. In the tomb of theirs, sneaky ramshackle ploys that shows like the whole UA like up in the sky to divide us. The whole sequence of events that led to this moment. Uh-oh. I guess I'll finish this off. It's a crazy shot of like all for Shiggy, and it looks like the stars just popping up in the background.
Similar like what you would see with One for All.
Yeah. Whenever it's like trying to like assemble like every essence of like One for All.
As you see like the hole in his chest fill.
Yeah, that was crazy. Deku's like, Well, it cuts to Deku for a minute. Has Aizawa showing up too? Another trick up his sleeve? No, not yet. Indeed, Yoichi. The entire chain of events up to now will inevitably spell out victory or defeat for all. Not yet. Victory is still within my grasp as it cuts to the city, and we just have hulked up Spinner. What is this man doing? We saw him for like a quick bit. He was also losing it then, but
I'm wondering what this is. He gonna do something to Spinner? Like, what's happening here?
Mm-hmm.
Also, Why does guy in the background right here? Why Tentacle Man right here got a bag? Why he's got a thing on his arm that says 86? Is he an 86 fan?
I mean, I don't blame him, but I yeah, what is up with that?
He's like, I just really like 86.
Listen, I love the dynamic between the two main characters. Is all. Don't at me about it. Ooh, okay, but that was really intense. I really enjoyed that.
Oh, there's some golden panels there.
Yeah, yeah. The one that does stick out was the fact that you just see the other vestiges showing up.
Oh yeah, that panel goes hard.
Everyone's cocking back, and you're like, whoa.
Yep, everyone's getting ready to just smack the shit out of him.
The further elaboration on like what's happening with Deku using gear shift in this case to just defy everything that would be just a regular like one for all like punch, and then just add more to it. It's like it's rightfully broken.
Yeah, he's essentially basically the very laws that govern reality. It means like it can warp them, meaning it's basically when he combines all these quirks together, he is getting onto the line of warping the
Right.
reality of what should be.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, I would say, which is meaning like he's not entirely OP, but he is getting to the point to where he is like defying the impossible.
Mm-hmm. And it can only really be done because it is one for all, because of how everything's been laid out.
Yeah, it's just because of the way all the quirks have come and everything, just the way everything is worked out. Honestly, it's just the perfect
Yeah.
storm.
And this kind of like you can kind of attribute it to just every single one of the users passing it on to the right person. Because if one of them was off, then you really wouldn't be able to utilize or at least be able to fight back as well as you could here. Like Fajin, without that, like you can't even hit like 100%. And even with gear shift, like that's still taking like less of that impact away, as well as smoke screen doing exactly what it does. Floating in this case just helps, and Black Whip with the capture, that's really good. I guess
My man punched the fingers right off of him.
I'm looking at that. That's so crazy. It looks like he just shattered glass. That's what it looks like.
Then also the quintuple. Just,
I love the fact that the second, for the first time, mentions that they're called quirks for this specific reason.
he always calls them meta abilities.
Yeah, but it's kind of
that's what they called them in his time.
yeah, and granted, quirks just simply took that place, but I feel like this kind of gives it further justification as to why it changed to that. Whether it's
because they were originally just called meta abilities,
right, but now because it's further accepted, you can really just take like what he was saying to kind of heart as far as how it became much more of shown in a positive light. Why it's called quirks now. It was just depending on who used them.
I mean, I don't think meta abilities sounds very negative. It's just different.
Yeah, I think it's just different. I don't think it. Yeah, because I think meta abilities is just like within the same meaning as someone saying superpowers, and that's
Essentially,
it.
quirks is more like a gift or a personality trait.
Yeah, but now since the beginning of the game, or not the game, the show or franchise series,
Game's been rigged from the start, Jimbo.
Quirks were aligned and coined that because of just like, oh, it's a special something to this person instead of like the superpower. Because when you look at like all for one's perspective, like you don't really think quirks, you really do think meta ability in that case.
Well, yeah, because he's collecting them like trading cards.
Yeah. Like trading cards.
Dude, he's collecting them like Pokemon.
Hello, chat. We're here to unpack another box. See if we can get some really good quirks here.
Honestly,
I'm gonna shuffle the first three, send them to the back. Let's see.
Yeah.
Glowing
Hope
baby. Pass.
Hope we'll get a ghost rare. Hope we'll get a holographic rare.
I'm looking forward to seeing if Star will show up on this one. Let's see. Common hours quirk? Pass.
They see it. He sees it's a star, but it ruins his collection. You know why? It's a counterfeit.
Who did this? I'm gonna call the manufacturing company, see if they knew this was legitimate or not. If not, I will call the higher ups.
The box was loaded. They resealed the packs.
All right, chat. Here's a QR code for you to scan. Have your own digital copy, whatever.
Absolute shambles.
Yeah, no. I guess that's really it. It just this is such a really cool like shot just to show off like One for All, and this is pretty much. I feel like it's the pinnacle of what Deku can do right now. So unless this series or like they write in something crazy, like some kind of temporal power to kind of give Deku just for like the time being. Or I mean, hell, maybe even like do like some kind of like hilarity, like 1,000,000% type of thing.
Even
Again,
further beyond.
this is as far as Deku can really go. So if there's some other plot, well, I mean, obviously, like All for Shiggy's got something. All for One's got something in mind.
The thing about the 9 lights that we saw is so reminiscent of One for All. I feel like he's got something up his sleeve.
like his own like iteration of it.
Maybe?
Yeah, because I say it's really interesting. I wonder if it might be not specifically quirks or powers that he has, but maybe
Maybe people?
it could. Yeah, it could be individuals like Spinner right here.
That's one of the only reasons I could think of showing Spinner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's interesting. Because otherwise, I really don't think, as long as he can't regenerate, then Deku's like winning, and he will continue to win this fight. So what can he possibly accomplish like outside of his own grasp? Because they've got both All for Ones on lockdown for a little bit. I'm not sure about like the original body All for One, but
Oh, we know he's gonna die.
yeah, but he's gonna cause a lot of damage regardless too. But I'm
Yeah, but
really
he is going to eventually reverse out of the world.
yeah. That really sucks. What I do appreciate the fact that that's a major setback for using Ares quirk.
Yeah, because he can't control it.
Right. Yeah, I guess it could be Spinner. We could probably see Dobby, maybe in Toga, like as part of like if we're gonna assume the 9 stars represent like other people, then Toga could also be like a part of
He
that too.
just takes all their quirks without touching them.
I don't know if he would ever evolve his quirk like that, but that'd be kind of crazy. I think you kind of could. And I guess it kind of depends. Like you'd have to formulate like a good series of quirks to work together to make it so you can like remotely take quirks
Do
away.
you remember what happened? You remember what happened with Nagant?
um, then he implanted a quirk, like 2 of them, technically speaking, and then he could remote detonate the quirk. Or actually, no, I
He
guess
basically just put in the quirk, but with a condition on it.
yeah, but I guess I don't even know if there's too much information provided there because you could kind of like imagine, or you can only really hypothesize exactly what happened. You could just say that like the moment that she decided to do something, he could activate it, or it was under condition that if she did this, it just activates by itself.
Basically.
So either one of those things, because it could be one of those things where he just was able to monitor her whenever, and when he actually picks it up, or gets an idea that she's gonna change, then he was able to activate that.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, it could also be. I mean, because that's the thing. We don't know if he implanted something in Spinner. We don't know. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that could be going on. We don't know what he's done.
Yeah, that's true.
The man does like to plan ahead.
I mean, I guess to be fair, like maybe the savage like Spinner that we see is a byproduct of whatever he could have done in the background.
Well, we know like he gave him more power.
Hmm.
Like he's the reason
That's
why
true.
Spinner is super yoked.
He's super yoked.
like just a berserker.
That's true. Keep him close for that. But all right. I guess, man, dude, it's just another problem to show up even when Deku's winning right now. But
It can never be easy.
I guess we'll find out a little bit more. I'm actually, well, I guess I'm not too shocked over the fact that we haven't seen the trade-off for Deku's gear shift quirk now. Maybe we'll see that like later on, but it looks like we might turn our attention to Spinner and what's happening outside of things. But that's going to be in chapter 370.
We will not see until 2 weeks from now.
No, don't say that. Not until I confirm it.
No, trust me, I've already checked.
Yeah, no, I believe you. So is that
It even
just
says when you go onto the chapters, it says next chapter in 13 days.
It is what it is. It's painful.
It is what it is.
Yeah, okay. For now, we'll just go ahead and call it here. So, yeah, all right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for another manga chapter read. We'll be back with 370 as soon as it comes out within like 2 weeks. Yeah, that's gonna be it for us. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one. So, yeah, alrighty. #bye, everybody.